So can you explain me what is a chemical bond? ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಇನ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತಂದ? Is it audible for you? Yeah, then what is a chemical bond? Okay, leave. So here, as we know, we are going to start with a chemical bonding now. So here, you need to know first what is a chemical bond. So here, chemical bond means this is the binding force which holds the constituent units in a molecule together. Clear? So it is a binding force which holds the constituent units. Constituent units andra atom irbodu, ion irbodu. Clear? ಈಗ ನಾ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ NaCl. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್. ಈಗ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನದ ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅದ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎದ್ರ ನಡುವಾಗದ? Na ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮತ್ತು Cl ಮೈನಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಐದರ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ions. So here we can define a chemical bond as the binding force which holds the constituent units constituent units are either atom or ion together in a molecule. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತಾವ? ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಟಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ. ಸೊ ಆ ಆಟಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಯಾನ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಫೋರ್ಸ್, ದಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ chemical bond here. Clear? Now if I name it as an ammonia ಅಂತಂದ್ ಕರೆದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತದ, it is NH3. So in an ammonia again there is a certain binding force which holds the nitrogen and hydrogen together. So hence that binding force which is holding the constituent units together in a molecule is known as a chemical bond. So ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಈಗ ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ ಅವ್ರ ನಡು ಏನಿರ್ತದಂತ? ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ದಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನ್ how the chemical bond can be explained. So here first it is before that, as we know, it is a chemical bond which holds the constituent units together. So if it is a magnesium oxide, is it audible? ಓಕೆ, ಹಾ, ಈಗ ಅದು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂತಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ನಡು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದ. ಸೊ ಅವು ಎರಡು ಏನ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಬಾಂಡಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರೆಯತ್ತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತದಂತ? ಯಾವತ್ತು ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ನಡು ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದ? ಒಂದು ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದ. ಅವು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋತಾವ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ chemical bond. Now in order to explain the chemical bond in detail, we are going to study the Cossell-Lewis approach to the chemical bonding. So chemical bonding ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Scientist named Cossell as well as Lewis. Clear? So in this, as we know, a number of atoms were being made in order to explain the stability of a chemical bond. So ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು atoms ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂತೆ in order to explain the how a chemical bond has been formed. chemical bond ಹೆಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಕ many attempts were being carried out by many scientists, but this attempt was been successful in 1916 when a scientist named W. Cossell and G.N. Lewis. Clear? So after the number of attempts which has been carried out in order to explain the formation of chemical bond, in 1916 the scientists named Cossell and Lewis, they explained the formation of a chemical bond. So here according to the Cossell and Lewis, the formation of a chemical bond, here it is dependent upon what the law which they explained in their theory. They explained that the complete theory is dependent upon the electrons present in a valence shell. So according to the Cossell-Lewis approach towards the chemical bond, so according to these scientists, they thought that formation of chemical bond is possible by considering the electrons present in an valence shell. So the electrons present in an valence shell was been explained because the theory is dependent upon the electron present in an valence shell. This theory is also known as, this theory is also called as electronic theory of valency. It can be also named as an electronic theory of valency. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಏನು ಥಿಯರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಥಿಯರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿದಾವ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೆಲ್. ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಇವ್ರ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಥಿಯರಿಗಳು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ. Now here this Cossell and Lewis, they explain the formation of a chemical bond with the help of an octet rule. Now as we know, they stated that noble gas elements except helium, noble gas work 6 elements idav, that is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So out of these 6 elements, only the first one, that is in helium, except the helium, all the other elements, what is the valency of them? Outermost shell ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದ? helium bit, yeah, 8 means it is ns2 np6 outermost configuration ಇರ್ತದೆ. So this is the outermost configuration for the elements of noble gases. Which noble gases? Neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Clear? ಇವೇನ್ 5 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವಲ್ಲ ನೋಬಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಒಳಗ, ಆ ನೋಬಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ 5 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಇವತ್ತು ns2 np6 means the valence shell consists of 8 electrons in it. Outermost shell ಒಳಗ 8 electrons ಇದಾವ. Whereas we have another element in a noble gas which is the helium. Helium's outermost configuration is, it is ns2. helium atomic number 2 ಅದು, atomic number 2 ಐತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇನು ಬರ್ತದ, ns2 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದ. So in this they explain that the noble gas elements which are considered to be stable. Now noble gas elements na ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, stable ಅಂತೀವಿ, because they does not have a tendency to gain the electron, neither they have a tendency to lose the electrons. As they are stable, their outermost configuration ends with ns2 np6 means they contain 8 electrons in its outermost shell, as well as if it is a helium it contains 2 electrons. Clear? So either noble gas is related. So with this they thought that as the noble gas is stable because it contains 8 electrons in its outermost shell, then the other elements which are present in a periodic table, they contain less than 8 electron in their outermost shell. ಈ whole periodic table ಒಳಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವುದು? periodic table ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವುದು? P block, group 18. Group 18 is known as a noble gas. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 18 ಐತಂದ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡು ಇರುವಂತ ಬರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡೆ 8 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಏನು ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗ? ನೋ. Means all the other elements which are present in the periodic table except the noble gases, they does not contain 8 electrons in their outermost shell. Based on this, they explained the electronic theory of an valency. The electronic theory of an valency, it explains that an atom of different elements, an atom of different elements, clear? So the atom of different element, in order to अथवा atoms of different elements undergo chemical combination, this octet structure 8 electrons or duplet structure, that is 2 electrons. Clear? So what does the electronic theory of valency status? Atom of different element, ಬೇರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾವಂತ? ಅದೇ ಅಂದ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವಂತ, ವಿಚ್ ದಿ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್, ವೈ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್? ಯಾಕೋ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲಿ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗತ್ತವ? ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಡುಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು? 8 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ವೇರ್ ಡುಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ they must contain 2 electrons in it. So this is what they have explained in the electronic theory of valency. According to this theory, if there is a formation of chemical bond, ಈ theory ಪ್ರಕಾರ chemical bond ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗತ್ತೈತಂದ್ರ ಆ chemical bond ಯಾಕೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತದ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾವಂತ? they are going to complete their octet structure and duplet structure. Now tell me, why they must complete their octet structure? ಯಾಕೆ octet complete ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? the noble gas configuration ಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರ the noble gas which are stable, if they want to become stable, they should reach their configuration to the noble gas configuration, because of which what they will do, they will complete their octet structure. Then why they will complete their duplet structure? Again in order to become nearer to the noble gas configuration, where the noble gas the helium, which is a noble gas, again its configuration ends with ns2. So 2 electrons in the valence shell represents they are duplet electrons in it. So here always a chemical bond is formed in order to undergo or in order to complete their octet structure or duplet structure. Most of the elements or almost all the elements, they tend to form an octet structure, whereas the elements like hydrogen, helium, lithium, they form an duplet structure. But as we know here, in an octet rule which states that as the elements must contain 8 electrons in its outermost shell, these 8 electrons in the outermost shell are being formed either by transfer of electrons or by sharing of electrons. ಇದರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದೇವು ನಾವು ಆಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವು ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡುಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡುಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾವ? ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡುಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಐದರ್ ಬೈ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೈ sharing the electrons between the atom to another atom. ಒಂದು atom ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು atom ನಡು electron transferer ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾವ ಅಥವಾ electron sharer ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾವ. ಸೊ ಈ ವೇವ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅವು ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ಅಂತಲ್ಲಿ they will complete their octet as well as duplet structure. Now here the formation of chemical bond where there is either by a transfer of electrons or by sharing of electrons. Hence the chemical bonds can be classified into three types as ionic bond. Yeah. Second one is covalent bond. And which is the third one? It is an coordinate bond. So the formation of chemical bond takes place either by ionic bond, covalent bond or coordinate bond. In addition to this, in addition to this, there are many bonds which are being formed like hydrogen bond, which is present between more electronegative atom and the hydrogen bond. There may be a presence of van der Waals forces, clear, etc. All these are the certain types of bonds, or else we can get a ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುವುದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಯಾನಿಕ್, ಕೋವಲೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್. ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಯಾವ ಬರ್ತಾವಂತ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್, ವ್ಯಾನ್ ಡರ್ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ metallic bond in them. Clear? So this is about the Coulson-Lewis approach towards the chemical bonding. So as we know, what is a chemical bond? What is a chemical bond? The binding force which holds the constituent units together in a molecule. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಆಟಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಯಾನ್ನ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಏನು ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಫೋರ್ಸಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಯಾರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ? ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ Coulson-Lewis approach. So as we know, number of attempts were been made in order to explain the formation of chemical bond, but all were been failed. But a scientist named W. Coulson and G. N. Lewis, they made an attempt where in 1916 where they explained about the electrons present in an valence shell for the formation of chemical bonding. So as it is based on this, hence this theory is called as an electronic theory of valency. So according to this electronic theory of valency, octet rule has been formed where the noble gases contains either 8 electrons or 2 electrons in their valence shell, because of which they are considered to be the more stable. Clear? So hence, as the noble gases are stable because of the electrons present in an valence shell, so Coulson and Lewis, they explained the electronic theory of valency as the atom or atom of different elements undergo chemical combination in order to complete its octet structure or duplet structure. So always all the elements must complete their octet or duplet structure in order to become a stable or in order to form a chemical bond over there. Now as we know, as they are completing their octet and duplet structure, either the electrons are to be transferred or the electrons are to be shared between the atom to the another atom. Hence a chemical bond has been formed over there. ಅಲ್ಲಿ chemical bond ಬರ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ electron transferer ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ sharer ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ. So here the chemical bonds are being further classified into 3 types as ionic bond, covalent bond and coordinate bond. In addition to this, we get a hydrogen bond, metallic bond and van der Waals forces in some of the molecules. Usually the hydrogen bond and van der Waals force, they come in associated with the covalent bond itself. So here hence we have to study in detail about all the 3 types of bonds which are present in an Coulson-Lewis approach towards the chemical bonding. So the first one, that is an ionic bond. So the ionic bond can also be named as an electrovalent bond. Ionic bonding ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಏನದ electrovalent bond. So before moving to the ionic bond, have you got the just a basic introduction to this Costello-Lewis approach to chemical bond? ತಿಳಿದದೇನಿದೆ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದೇನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಆಟಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಆಕ್ಟೇಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಡುಪ್ಲೇಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥೇರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ. So now here, as we are going to study the first type of a bond, that is an ionic bond, which is also known as electrovalent bond here. So first one, it is an ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So now as we have studied earlier also, what is an ionic bond? Already study ಮಾಡಿವಿ ನಾವು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು. Ionic bond. Ionic bond means the bond formed due to the complete transfer of electron. Sharing is covalent. The bond formed due to the complete transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom. Complete transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom is known as an ionic bond. Ionic bond form ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕಂತ, ಒಂದು ಆಟಮ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಟಮ್ ನಡು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ transfer ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. So here in an ionic bond, the atom which gains the electron, the atom which gains the electron will have negative charge, whereas the atom which loses the electron loss ಆತಂದ್ರೆ positive charge ಬರ್ತದೆ. which loses the electron will exhibit positive charge on. So ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಆಟಮ್ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. whereas the another atom which is gaining the electron will exhibit negative charge. So here we can again state that the force of attraction or the electrostatic force of attraction present between cation and positively charged cation and negatively charged anion is again known as ionic bond. Is again known as ionic bond. So as we know, if you want to note down what is an ionic bond or electrovalent bond, as we know here, the bond formed due to the complete transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom is known as an ionic bond. During the formation of an ionic bond, the atom which gains the electron will exhibit negative charge and the atom which loses the electron will exhibit positive charge. Hence the electrostatic force of attraction which is present between a cation and anion is again known as an ionic bond. And these ionic bonds are formed when they are formed between the atoms which have large difference in their electronegativity value. ಅಂದ್ರ ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಅಯೋನಿಕ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಯಾವ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ನಡು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ನಡು ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು ದೇರ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅವಕುರ್ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯೋನಿಕ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಆಸ್ ವಿ ನೋ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅದ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವು ಎರಡರ ನಡು ಏನದ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋ ನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ದಿ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ವೆರಾಸ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸೊ ಇಫ್ such a difference is been observed in an atoms then those atoms will undergo a bond formation which is known as an ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Now for example if you want to get how the ionic bond is formed here, I will give you. So here for example in the ionic bond if I consider a first example sodium chloride. So now tell me in an sodium chloride there is a presence of two atoms. Which are those? I am asking you about atoms. Which atoms combine to sodium and chlorine atom. Yeah, here there is a presence. The formula of sodium chloride is NaCl. Okay. So sodium and chlorine. Now as you know, what is the atomic number of sodium? 11. Yeah, 11 means its configuration ends with, it starts with 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Okay. What about chlorine? 17. So it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Clear? Hence in its ground state now sodium is 11 with its atomic number and chlorine with 17. So 11 electrons sodium ಒಳಗಿದಾವ chlorine ಒಳಗ 17 electrons ಇದಾವ. Now tell me how many electron is present in the valence shell of sodium? 1 electron. Outermost shell ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದ ಬರೀ 1 electron ಅದ. So how many electrons are present in the outermost shell of a chlorine? 7 it is. You have to consider both Ns as well as Np. 7 valence electron idav. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 electrons. Whereas chlorine, sodium with 1 electron. Now see here, by observing these structures, you can state that if sodium loses its 1 electron, sodium kade iruvanta 1 electron loss aatandra, adrad configuration ಏನು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. What happens to its if sodium loses its 1 electron, its configuration will be similar to neon ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. So what does the sodium will do? Sodium will completely transfer its one of the electron to the chlorine and it will complete its octet structure. So now we can give this sodium like this. Sodium where there is a bond formed here, but the bond formed is between chlorine. Clear? Hence we get an NaCl. Now see here, the electron which has been completely transferred by sodium to the chlorine. Now what does that chlorine will do? It will accept the electron. ಈ chlorine in case ಆ electron ತಗೊಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತದೆ? Again it will complete its octet structure. So in such a case a bond is formed between the sodium as well as chlorine which is considered to be an ionic bond. So in an sodium chloride, sodium also contains 8 electrons in its outermost shell, whereas chlorine will also contain 8 electrons in its outermost shell. ಹೆಂಗಂತಂದ್ರ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇದ್ರಾಗಿಂದ 1 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಹೋತಂದ್ರ 3s1 ಹೋಯ್ತಂದ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿತದೇನು 2s2 2p6 ನಿಯಾನ್ ದ outermost configuration ಏನು 2s2 2p6 means it has completed its octet structure, whereas 2 8 ಬರ್ತದೆ. 1s2 ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಹೋಲ್ 2s2 2p6 ಕೂಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು 8 ಆಯ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ an chlorine, as we know, when it gains one electron given by the sodium, its configuration will be 2 8 1s ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮೇನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇದಾವೆ 8 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ. 6 7 8 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮೇನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2s ಮತ್ತು 2p. ಈಗ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಮೇನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ 8 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, not 7. Now it has given the electron to it. Sodium already ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡೈತಿ. ಈಗ ಮೊದಲು 7 ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತೆ 8 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ has even the sodium as well as chlorine, they has completed their octet structure. ಎರಡು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡವ octet structure complete ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡವಂತ. Hence there is a formation of ionic as well as electrovalent bond. So if this is the example, now tell me in this, if it is a magnesium oxide, what is the formula of magnesium oxide? Yeah, MgO. Okay, so first I will write here magnesium and here oxygen. In this it is Na plus Cl minus 1. As we know, oppositely charged ions, they combine together due to the electrostatic force of attraction, hence they form a ionic bond over there. Now in this we have a magnesium and oxygen. What is the atomic number of magnesium? 12 it is. So I can write it as 1s2 2s2 2p6, yeah, 3s2. What is the atomic number of oxygen? 8. 8 means it is 1s2 2s2 2p4. Clear? This oxygen ada. Now see here, magnesium, if it loses how many electrons it will become stable? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ, ಯಾ, ಈಗ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಹೆಂಗದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ s ಒಳಗೆ 1s ಒಳಗೆ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ 2, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮೇನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ 8 electrons, third main energy shell ಒಳಗೆ 2 electrons. Now if they want to become stable, they have to complete their octet structure. Octet ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ what magnesium will do? Magnesium will transfer its 2 electrons to the oxygen. ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಡೆ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ತಾವ ಮೊದಲು 6 ಇರ್ತಾವ, 2s2 2p4 ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತಾವ 6 ಇರ್ತಾವ. ಸೊ 6 ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತದ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತದ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಕಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಕ್ಕ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತದ +2 ಬರ್ತದ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ +2. whereas oxygen which gains those 2 electrons, oxygen oxygen will exhibit -2. Now again the oppositely charged ions, they club together due to the electrostatic force of attraction, hence they form a ionic bond in it. So during this, magnesium's outermost configuration is 2,8, whereas oxygen's is 2,8, means they have completed the octet structure. Clear? So same thing, we can give out the many other examples where there is a formation of an ionic bond. But here a main criteria for the ionic bond formation is always there is a complete transfer of electrons from one atom to the another atom. One atom ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು atom ಗೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು complete electron transfer ಆಗಬೇಕು. In such a case we get an ionic bond as well as electrovalent bond. So we will continue about the ionic bonds factors influencing in the next class. Clear? So before that